One of these three men is the fastest swimmer in the world today. What is your name, please?
My name is Murray Rose.
What is your name, please?
My name is Murray Rose.
What is your name, please?
My name is Murray Rose.
Two of these people are imposters. Only one is the real Murray Rose, and is the only one sworn to tell the truth. Now, here is our host, Bud Collier.
Welcome once again to Tell the Truth, brought to you this week by Rise Instant Lather, the inventor of aerated shaving. For smoothest shaves in half the time, get Rise, America's largest selling shave cream. Now may I introduce our panel. What is your name, please?
My name is Polly Bergen.
My name is Ralph Bellamy.
My name is Kitty Carlisle.
And my name is Gardner.
You'll permit me a few, at least, emotional flip-flops and kicking my heels in the air at having you, Ralph, and you, Polly, back with us again.
Thank you.
I know I speak for the rest of our panel, too. Nice to have it intact once again, as it was in the beginning. Now, these three gentlemen all claim to be, as you heard, Murray Rose. Only one, of course, is the real Murray Rose. The other two have merely assumed that identity. Panel, will you please follow along with your copies of this affidavit as I read it? I, Murray Rose, am Australian. I am generally conceded to be the fastest swimmer in the world today. In the 1956 Olympics, I won 3 gold medals, a feat accomplished only once before by a swimmer, Johnny Weissmuller, in 1924. I am the current holder of 3 world's records and 5 American records at distances from 200 yards to 1,500 meters. I attribute most of my success to my rigid diet. I eat mainly raw vegetables, raw fruits, and unprocessed cereals. I do not eat fish or poultry. I have never tasted meat in my life. Signed, Murray Rose. Well, you heard these three gentlemen all claiming to be Murray Rose, world's champion swimmer. Only the real Murray Rose is required to answer your questions truthfully. With that in mind, let's begin the questioning tonight with Gardner.
Thank you, Bud. Number one, who is a fellow named Gaylord Hauser?
I don't know.
Number two?
I think he wrote a book about how to win friends, or how to get slim, I think. How to get slim, that's right.
Number three?
I think he was a famous dietitian.
Number three, where are you living now? In America or in Australia?
Yes, I'm studying at the University of Michigan.
Oh, University of Michigan. Number one, who was it who created the Australian crawl? Was it a swimmer named Smith, Wendell, or Gorney?
I'm not sure at all. I think it's probably Smith.
Mm-hmm. Number two, would you know?
I have no idea, I'm sorry.
Number three?
No, I don't know.
No. Polly?
Thank you, Bud. Number 2, what did you have for breakfast this morning?
I had a banana, 5 eggs, and a glass of goat's milk.
A glass of goat's milk?
That's right.
Where do you get goat's milk in New York City?
If you go to 7th Avenue, I think it's 54th Street. It's down the road from my hotel. Anyway.
Number 3, it says here that you've never eaten fish or poultry or meat or anything. What do you eat?
I eat organic food, non-flesh foods, millet, sesame seeds, sunflower, unprocessed cereals, fruit, vegetables.
I see. Now, do you eat cooked things? Because I noticed it said raw, or everything raw.
Some slightly cooked things, yes.
I beg your pardon?
Slightly cooked. Vegetables.
Oh, slightly cooked.
Yeah.
I see. Number 1, who was the swimmer who replaced Weissmuller as Thompson?
Could it have been Buster Crabbe?
Ralph Bellamy.
Number 2, what is a large... where are you from in Australia?
I'm from Sydney in Australia.
Sydney.
Yes.
What is a large estate or ranch called in Australia?
A station.
Station.
Yes.
You say this indicates that you have never eaten meat, but you do not now eat fish or poultry. Why did you stop eating fish or poultry?
I never started eating fish or poultry.
So that you've never eaten either fish or poultry?
No, I haven't.
Number 3, how fast do you do the 500 meters?
A little under 5 minutes. 4 minutes, 58, around there.
Number one, how fast do you do it?
About 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Number two, how fast?
Kitty?
Number 1, who taught you how to swim?
My mother.
Number 2, did your mother teach you how to swim?
No, my father.
Number 3, did your father teach you how to swim?
No, I taught him, as a matter of fact.
I wish somebody'd teach me. Number 1, if you never ate meat in your whole life, are your parents vegetarians?
Yes, they are.
And number 2, are they very healthy?
Yes, they are.
Number 3, can you name any other famous vegetarians?
George Bernard Shaw comes to mind. I have an idea Hitler was, too.
Oh, my accountant.
Right there. That's it.
Your accountant?
It's
My
time to
accountant is
vote.
back.
Time to vote. So without consultation, panel, will you please mark your ballots? And in so doing, of course, vote for number 1, number 2, or number 3. Remember that the team of challengers will get $250 for every incorrect vote. Okay, panel, have you all marked your ballots? Polly, for whom did you vote?
I voted for number 3 because his hair sort of falls down on the forehead like he spent a lot of time in the water.
Ralph, what about your selection?
I voted for number 3. It was kind of hard, but I think he looks more like a swimmer.
Kitty Carlisle.
I voted for number 3 because he knew that Gaylord Hauser was a dietitian.
And your selection,
I
Hi.
also voted for number 3. I ruled out 1 because I haven't the slightest idea who created the Australian crawl. I'm sure he hasn't. 3 was right on the nose with Hitler. Hitler was a vegetarian. And like Polly said before, I picked him strictly on a hunch. He has got waves in his hair, hasn't he?
Yes.
Polly's accountant is a vegetarian, too, isn't he?
Yes, he went all the way to Japan just to get a special kind of mushroom.
See, that's how he
I
takes
think
her
it's
money.
carrying it a
Good.
bit far, myself.
All right, there you have it now. We've got a unanimous vote by the panel, all for number 3. And we'll find out now whether they're right or wrong and whether you're right or wrong at home, as we discover which one of these 3 gentlemen is the world champion swimmer. So will the real Murray Rose please stand up?
Come to think of it, his hair looks like he spent a lot of time on the water.
Now that you mention it, it does. That's right. Incidentally, I would like, in behalf of all of us on the show, to wish Murray a very happy birthday. Today, he is 20 years old. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Maury. Happy birthday. You lost me.
What happened there?
I was harmonizing, Kitty.
To you. All right, number 2, would you tell us who you really are and what you do, please?
I'm an attorney studying at Harvard University.
And number 3, what about you?
My name is Peter Mishamore. I live in New York City. I'm a foreign correspondent.
And you're also the vote getter. Yes, sir, you really cleaned up, and in behalf of the panel, you did well because there were 4 incorrect votes at $250 each for a total of the real jackpot, $1,000 for you gentlemen to divide, or rather to partition up, I should say. And on your way out, there is, of course, a year's supply of Rise Instant Lather for each of you. Thanks very much for having fun with us. We enjoyed having you here. Good night and good luck. Incidentally, Murray Rose is devoting, or rather, I should say, donating his share of the winnings to a charity of his choice.
What is your name, please?
My name is Count Carl Hansen.
What is your name, please?
My name is Count Carl Hansen.
What is your name, please?
My name is Count Carl Hansen.
All right, panel, hear this affidavit. I, Count Carl Hansen, am a phony. My name is really Bill Thompson, and I am the manager of public service for the Union Oil Company of California. My hobby is impersonating Europeans of various nationalities. The impersonation of a Danish nobleman, which I am doing right now, comes rather easy to me since I was formerly an actor. I was with the Fibber McGee and Molly radio show for 20 years, Among the parts I played were the old-timer,
That's pretty good, Johnny, but that ain't the way I heard it. The way I heard it, one feller says to t'other feller, say, he says,
Horatio K. Boomer,
and a check for short beer. Well, well, imagine that, no ID card.
and Wallace Wimple.
My big old wife, Sweetie Face, doesn't like me to read my bird book, and I'm a bird watcher, you know.
All these voices were done by me, signed Bill Thompson. Now, again, let me remind you that all those voices you just heard do belong to the real Bill Thompson, who incidentally speaks perfect English. All right, these gentlemen all claim to be Bill Thompson, the American with a fake accent. Let's begin this round of questioning with Ralph Bellamy. Ralph?
Number one, will you say, I am happy to be on the To Tell the Truth program in Danish?
I am not Danish, I am American.
Number two, will you please say it in Danish?
I am sorry, but I do not speak Danish.
Number three, will you please say
I do not speak Danish.
That helped a lot, didn't it, Ralph?
It certainly did. Number one,
Gee, I know who it is now.
with what sport was the late King of Denmark identified?
I don't know.
Number two.
I'm sorry.
Number three.
Sorry.
Well, they know anything at all.
They don't have to. They're all fake.
Well, let's see. Number one, under what studios in Hollywood now is the Union Oil Company contemplating a drilling program?
I don't know.
Number two.
Kitty?
Number one, why did you pick the name Carl Hansen, Count Carl Hansen?
Oh, it's just like Bob Smith in American.
Or Victor Bergen,
Oh,
Denmark.
I see. Number two, what famous Dane was born in Odense?
Pardon me?
What famous Dane was born in Odense?
I'm sorry, I don't know.
Why don't we start this all over again?
Number three, do you speak English perfectly?
Oh, yes, perfectly, without any...
Number one, would you be good enough to pronounce the English word A-S for me?
A-S.
S. Pronounce it.
A-S.
No, as.
Pronounce what word?
As.
I beg your
Say
pardon?
as.
Ads.
Let's not get personal about this. I'm sorry.
Say it in a very special way.
Yes, I know.
Two, say as.
Please, now.
Number three, say as.
Yes.
There you are. You got it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Three Asses.
Are you sure we're still on the air?
I don't really care which of the three happens to be the phony. It's so nice to have an actor come in from Hollywood and admit he's a phony. Number one, what are the right names of Fibber McGee and Molly?
Mary and Jim Jordan.
Number two, their right names?
Marion and Jim Jordan.
Yeah, number three?
Jimmy and Marion Jordan.
Number three, who was the comedian who used the phrase, "wanna buy a duck," in your heyday in radio? Number three.
I beg your pardon, sir?
"Wanna buy a duck." He used that as his phrase. What comedian? Radio comedian. Number two?
Joe Penner.
Yeah. Number one?
Walter Wimple.
Who?
Waller Winchell. Number...
I'm getting a signal here. Let's see. Did I start with you, Polly, this round?
No.
I didn't start with you. Who did I start? Start with you, Ralph.
Start with me.
Then it goes to Polly.
Oh, you're so confused about that. Me too. Number one, who is Mel Blanc?
He's does a lot of imitation Walter Disney pictures.
Number two, imitation Walt Disney pictures? Number two, now, it says here that you are the phony Count Carl Hansen. Does that mean that the other two are phony Bill Thompson?
They are absolutely, perfectly phony.
Okay, that's it. Time to vote. Please mark your ballots, panel. And it's on doing select phony number one, phony number two, or phony number 3. Okay, ballots all marked? Okay, Polly, for whom did you vote this time?
I voted for number 3 because I'm going to stick with that seat until it's the right one.
Ralph, how about you?
Number 2. He knew Joe Penner.
Uh-huh. Okay. Kitty?
I voted for number 2 because number 1 said as right, and number 2 said as...
Yeah, it's all right, Kitty. We know what he said. All right. Hi?
Well, I voted for number 2 because of Joe Penner, and as for other reasons.
Okay, there you have it
I
now.
forgot about that question.
Oh, you did you? Well,
I
the
did. I
score
wanna
seems to
change
favor number 2, but let's see. We're going to find out right now which one of these 3 gentlemen is the real Bill Thompson. So will the real phony Count Hanson please stand up?
Well, if I don't stand up, my big old wife, Sweetie Face, will hit me with my bird.
Thanks very much, Bill. Number 1, would you tell us who you really are and what you do, please?
My name is Benny Hansen, and I am Danish, and I'm host at the Playbill restaurant on 44th Street, west of Broadway.
Thank you, sir. And number 3, what about you, sir?
My name is Knut Weiberg, and I'm apartment superintendent in 19 East 80th Street, employed by Harold Oslag, real estate owner, New Rochelle, New York.
Plug.
And I'm Swedish.
He's actually Swedish. Kind of hard for me tonight because Bill is an old-time friend of mine, and to keep a straight face with this guy is really something, believe me. Incidentally, Herbert Hoover has just announced that Bill has been named to the National Board of Directors of the Boys Club of America. Congratulations to you, Bill. That's quite an honor.
Thank you very much, Bud. And if you don't mind, I'd like to take this opportunity to have whatever we have left here of the fund to go to the Boys Clubs of America.
Well, it certainly shall, and you've done very well. There were 3 incorrect votes at $250 each for a total of $750. Congratulations to you, gentlemen.
Well, 3 correct.
Beg pardon? Correct. I beg your pardon.
I held out
1
for
wrong.
the Boys
I almost
Club.
awarded a lot more to the Boys Club. 1 incorrect for $250. On your way out, will you please find a year's supply of Rise Instant Lather for each of you. Good night. Good luck. God bless you. Well, you have to admit, I try to help the boys' clubs anyway. Now, panel, let's meet our 3rd team of challengers.
What is your name, please?
My name is Kyung O Kim.
What is your name, please?
My name is Kyung O Kim.
What is your name, please?
My name is Kyung O Kim.
Affidavit again, panel. I, Kyung O Kim, am a former captain and pilot in the Republic of Korea Air Force. During the Korean War, I was decorated 6 different times by my government for my work in flying key personnel and secret documents to and from the front lines. I am in America studying English and mathematics in preparation for further studies in the field of aviation. Television is not new to me. While living in Seoul, I was a panelist on the Korean TV version of What's My Line? Signed, Kyung O Kim. Panel, you heard these 3 ladies all claim to be Kyung O Kim, former captain in the Korean Air Force. Let's begin this round with Kitty Carlisle. Kitty?
Thank you, Bud. Is Korea, number 1, is Korea a member of the United Nations?
Not yet.
Number 2, is Mrs. Sigmund Rhee Korean?
Yes.
Number 3, is Mrs. Rhee Korean?
She is American, I think.
Number 1, is Mrs. Rhee Korean?
No.
Number 2, who taught you how to fly?
Korean Air Force Colonel.
And number 3, how long did it take you to learn to fly?
8 months.
8 months and you learned to fly?
Yes.
Hi, Gardner.
Better than I could do.
Number 3, what famous Army wife started a very successful campaign to collect blankets for Korean orphans?
I beg your pardon?
What wife of a famous Army officer had a campaign to collect blankets for Korean orphans?
I don't know.
Number 1, would you know?
I don't quite remember.
Number 2?
Who is famous?
Yes, a woman.
I don't know.
Number one, I'd like to ask this question. Do you know who Colonel Ben Lim is?
No.
Number three, Colonel Ben Lim. Polly?
Number one, it says here that you were a panelist on What's My Line. I wonder how they say, is it bigger in a breadbasket in Korean? Could you tell me who is John Daly?
Kong Sing Kil.
What did she say?
She's giving you the name of the man who does John Daly's job and What's My Line in Korea.
Oh, I see. Number two, are the rules the same in Korea?
Yes.
They are. Number three, do the women volunteer in Korea or are they drafted into the army?
Volunteer.
Volunteer.
Ralph?
Number three, what kind of a ship did you fly?
What kind of ship?
Yes.
L-19.
Number one, what kind of a ship?
You mean the airplane?
Yes.
L-19.
Number two, what kind of a plane?
L-19.
I think they're giving you the lettering on their plane.
Number two, where are you studying English and mathematics now?
Guilford College, North Carolina.
Number three, where are you studying?
Guilford College in Greensboro, North Carolina.
It's all the time we have. It's an obvious choice. They're from South Korea. All right, now there we have time to vote once more, so without consultation as before, will you please cast your ballots and select number one, number two, or number three? Okay, all marked? All voted? Holly, all set? Who is your choice this time?
Well, I wanted to stick with number three all evening, but I decided I'd switch to number one just on a hunch, which means it'll probably be number three.
All right, Ralph, your selection.
Number one, I thought you knew a little bit more about the answers.
And your choice, Kitty?
Number one, based on Mrs. Ree, because she's the only one that said that Mrs. Ree is not Korean, and Mrs. Ree is not American. I think she's Austrian.
And what about your choice, Hi?
Well, I voted for number two, Bud. Number one, I thought was the correct one, but she said that Korea was not in the UN. And they've been in the UN for a long while because Ben Lim is the Korean ambassador.
Not yet.
So I'm sure it's number three because she shook her head. Anyway, I said two.
You're all sounding like Polly these days. Everybody except Polly is sounding like Polly.
I've been sick.
Oh, I see. All right. Well, get well fast. Let's find out now how right or wrong we are as we discover which one of these ladies is the real former captain in the Korean Air Force. So will the real Kyung O Kim please stand up? Thank you very much. And number one, would you tell us who you really are and what you do, please?
Oh, my name is Constance Fong. I'm working in Trader Wigs. I haven't been to Korea all my life. I'm a hostess in Trader Wigs, New York.
Thank you very much. And number three, what about you?
My name is Diana Liu. I'm a Chinese, a graduate student of the University of Texas.
Well, check the score up here, and we find there were 1, 2, 3 incorrect votes at $250 each for a total of $750. Ladies, on the way out, there's a gift package of Carter's fine products for each of you. Thank you very much. Good night, and good luck. Well, I guess that's all the time we have for tonight. I do want to explain one thing. The real young lady in the last round, because of the language barrier, they don't know English too well, and she did not understand the question about Mrs. Ree's nationality. Actually, I believe she is American, but Kitty thinks she's Austrian, and we'll leave it the fact that she's not Korean in any event. So there it is. Again, welcome back, you two, and stay with us now. And I guess that's all for tonight, so good night, panel.
Good night, Bud.
And now this is Bud Collier saying good night from Rise Instant Lather and Arid Cream Deodorant, and reminding you to tell the truth. Good night, everybody.
To Tell the Truth is a Mark Goodson, Bill Cutler production in association with the CBS television network. Miss Bergen sound by Wilma.